So, continuing the tutorial here, in this case Interstellar Flight, we'll leave the Mohawk system and travel to the... If you look at the bottom of the screen, you see that it has changed to show you have selected hyperspace target. Next to Naev, currently the target is unknown because you don't know anything about it yet. So you open the galaxy map and you attempt the auto nav as I normally do. I mentioned this before in the previous video that my lack of skill in Naev has led me to do this quite a lot, actually. So we'll be going up there. And first the ship appears that it's jumping into hyperspace when actually it's jumping to the jump point. You can also manually jump in the escape velocity way if you're over the jump point, but only if you're over the jump point. So, we point out that you have to use fuel to do this, of course, although the refueling is always automatic in Naev. It's not something that you have to think about like in the escape velocity games unless you have the auto refuel outfit. So, continue to make hyperjump until you reach the Navajo system. So, in the Iroquois system, jump to auto nav. It zooms us over to the jump point. It departs. And we arrive in another system. Congratulations! This concludes the Interstellar Flight tutorial, because apparently I found it. And they say you should land on Paul. So, or Rin? Why are they saying Paul? Oh, Rin in the Navajo system. Excuse me. So, land there. This little space yacht they give you is actually called a llama, which is no relation to my medium freighter, the Alpaca. I came up with that name independently and sort of randomly. So anyway, they're going to show you the communication system here, which is one of the things that's most like escape velocity. Basically, you select the ship or the planet, and you hit Y. And it's as simple as that, just like in escape velocity. Although selecting ships is done with Control E. You don't use any of the same controls for that. Also, selecting planets is done with P, not with L. So, target the drone, they say, and this is confusing because the other llama there is a distraction. And eventually I realized that is the drone. But it makes no sense because the llama is a manned ship, theoretically. You can also auto-reply to a hail by using Control Y. And we have enough time to do another one on the... Well, we have enough time to do another part to this video within this part. Does that make any sense? No. We have enough time to do another subject in this part of the video. They're showing you the Control Y auto response function. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the basic combat tutorial. which involves unguided weapons. I find these to be a little bit more awkward than in the original Escape Velocity, although it might be that I'm just not used to the key map. So the spacebar fires a primary weapon. So I am not actually flying a llama anymore. This little fighter here. So I was just testing the weapon as they tell you to do. There I fired the secondary using left shift, which I found is a design flaw in this because it calls up your sticky keys error, the sticky keys option, again and again, when it's obviously not what you want. So here I'm looking at the Lancelot fighter here in more detail because mostly I'm curious, but also they want you to look at your weapons bays and how you can select them. You obviously use I, or maybe I shouldn't say that, actually. That's a little bit deceptive, actually, because I, in Escape Velocity, only calls up your missions. You use P for the information on your ship, whereas in Naev, both are combined into I, because you can see the tabs there down at the bottom of the window. So now they've put a target out here. Shoot at it until it is destroyed, they say. So there is the target, which looks to me another Lancelot, actually. So I hit it with the secondary weapons. And I got lucky because I didn't end up with the sticky keys coming up. Now another fighter just jumped in, and I'm going to have to dogfight with this fighter. It's taunting me again and again. And I'm missing mostly here because I was expecting these rockets to be guided, but I was completely wrong. They're unguided rockets. Powerful maybe, but just not very good unless you actually can land them. But I did there. So next, the guided weapons tutorial in the next video.